Red lights are on now, the revs rise, all lights to the lights, and away we go then for this 18-lap race. Great start there for number 212, Matt Pallett. The Kawasaki ZX6R hooking up nicely. Zach Weston, third on the grid, moves into second place. And pole position man Joey Lambden, believe he's just dropped down to third place. Your man in seventh place, that's Elijah Everton. And we do have a leading group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 riders, rounded out by Sam Hurst. So Sam Hurst there in 8th position, but Elijah Everton, a 49.840.
His previous races here, and I tell you what, he'd like to go that one better, but there's some people behind him who'd like to argue the toss as Weston and Walsh. I heard you talking about Matt Weston there, Michael Mills' fastest lap that time around. Zach Weston, how impressive is this youngster, mate? First time out in a 600, and he is mixing it with the big boys. Brilliant stuff, isn't it?
Got to mention as well, though, of course, Zach Weston needed the dispensation as well, didn't he?
Yes, he's only 16 on Sunday.
Yeah, 15 at the
on
moment,
Sunday.
and he's going up the inside there of Matt
what
Pallett.
A birthday present this will be. What a fantastic ride by the youngster. That is incredible stuff. I tell you what, mate, we're seeing some impressive rides today, and when it comes to choosing rider of the day, I'm going to have a work cut out here with an effort like that. That is amazing stuff. Let's see what he can do now. He's out in front. He's totally unencumbered. We know this youngster knows how to win a race. Absolutely brilliant stuff. He's tucked in tight. He's going to come across the line. We're going to see his lap time here. Obviously, he's a little bit held up as he came round, and he's into the 49.624. Fastest lap that time was Everton now, 49.532. And separated. Pallett, however, wants to go one better as he goes up the inside of Weston into Paddock Hill Bend, and following right on their tail, it is the machine of Lambden as well.
Weston,
side by side, go mate.
Weston got the cutback. He's up the inside and retakes the race lead there. So great stuff there from the former Team Green Junior champion of number 135, Zach Weston. Now, Matt Pallett, he's getting attacked from the behind there. He's defending from the front, and Joey Lambden again hard on the ankles up the inside.
How good is he? Graham Hill, that's so strong. It's so hard to break going down the hill there. You've got to get the line right, and amazing stuff there. I'm sorry about the rest of the field, but these guys are just too exciting to watch. Paul Bloomfield doing well, leading the Clubmans, but I'm afraid he's not in this top, 7 bunch, separated by less than a second over the line. I mean, this is absolutely frantic stuff. We expect this in the MZ between 2 or 3 bikes, maybe the Ninjas, but the 600, it's been a while since we've seen this action this close, isn't it, Bradley?
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Joey Lambden was thinking about a move up the inside in towards Paddock Hill Bend on Zach Weston. That's Michael Tustin running a little bit wide.
But ahead there, as these guys go around Surtees, coming off of Clearways there, there's a group of 4
Joey
wide.
Lambden around the outside of Surtees to get the inside line into McLaren's.
Well, that was a breathtaking move, mate. That brave. That took what we like to call some testicular fortitude, I think. Absolutely brilliant.
Matt Pallett up the inside of Zach Weston into Paddock Hill Bend. So Zach Weston in the space of 3 corners goes from the lead down to third. He's going to get the cutback and try and get the drop.
Well, the stuff I was talking about a lap ago before Lambden decided to raise the excitement level up in your voice there, mate, and I don't blame you, is, of course, there were 4 back markers having their own private little battle here. So they're going to be encountering these guys.
Joey Lambden was 0.3 of a second ahead of Matt Pallett as they came across the line, but as they encounter the back markers onto the Cooper straight there, it looks as though he's trying to go the long way around, and Matt Pallett will have the inside line. They're almost side by side in towards Surtees, but there's a little bit closer than 0.3 of a second now. Joey Lambden through on the tail ender then, as is Matt Pallett and Elijah Everton. So a tail ender in between third and fourth. Elijah Everton looks at the inside of Matt Pallett. Oh, I thought that was going to be 2 for the price of 1 then, but Elijah Everton up into second place, sorry. This is the best we've seen of Elijah Everton in the MRO600s.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Elijah, we know he can be quick, and I mentioned him as one to watch in the previous times.
Oh, he's leading the way. He's up the inside
there we
of Joey
go.
Lambden.
What a ride.
This is where Joey Lambden's strong. Hard on the brakes, up the inside. I'll have that race lead. Thank you very much.
4 laps to go when they come across the line this time. Absolutely nothing to choose between these riders. So close. And I have to say, I really wouldn't know which one to pick, mate. It's going to be harder to pick than a broken nose, this result. At the end of the day there, my friend, because we're seeing the fastest lap towards the end of the race here, and also sector times coming in very rapidly indeed. So Weston is pushing hard. What have we got now left now? We've got 2 laps.
Oh, Matt Pallett and Joey Lambden side by side. It's Matt Pallett on the outside as they go in towards Druids. Joey Lambden later on the brakes runs it wide. Can Matt Pallett turn it up the inside? Yes, he can just about. But again, Joey Lambden, he won't break until Matt Pallett.
Just for one last time, Lambden, Pallett, Everton. So they're pretty spread out in relative terms, apart from the top 2. Over the line they go, separated by a quarter of a second. And is that more back markers to play with there, Brett? No, it's not, so don't have to worry about them.
We may get one more back marker potentially. That's from Central London, wasn't it, that pass?
Yeah, not wrong, mate. That was never on. And down the hill they come.
And it's, yeah, Matt Pallett leading the way over Joey Lambden.
So strong, I cannot believe it. And Lambden, there's his strength gone, really, because that's Graham Hill. Come out of there for the last time. Are we going to see any miraculous drive or not? Is it going to be Pallett who's going to claim his first win here for a while? Over the line they come. Chicken flag is ready. Over the line we go, and it is indeed going to be Matt Pallett who takes it with the fastest lap on the last lap of the race. So I answered your question about the tyres, mate. 48.8 on the last lap. Clearly the revs rise. They're missing somebody from the middle of row 3. We'll worry about them in a moment. And what a fantastic start. Is that Michael Mills from the middle of the front row getting the jump there? What a brilliant start from Michael. He has got unfinished business in this class. It certainly seems that way. I went 3.97 over the line for the first time. Second time of asking, they come across the line. He enjoys the lead of 0.741. But hey, look at that. Fastest man on the track, Joey Lambden. Ross, Tustin, McRae, Weston and Cunningham. Unfortunately, Weston, after that little bit of a wobble, it shows you how close this is. Kid as talented as young Zach Weston has one little wobble on an opening lap, and bang, that's him down into nowhere position in relative terms. However, out in front in somewhere terms is Michael Mills. That fantastic start is definitely paying dividends, but Joey Lambden, and now who goes quickest there, way back down in 6th place.
That's Michael Tustin.
Michael Tustin, isn't he?
There's a 48.7 comes in from Joey Lambden, so he's decided enough is enough. He wants the race lead, so we're going to keep an eye on Graham Hill Bend, because that seems to be Joey's favourite part.
Well, he seems to be pretty strong around the whole track. In fact, most of these guys seem to be strong around the whole track, because, as you say, the lap times separate them by very little. He does close up under brakes, and likes to say he goes from a fair way back to 0 way back. In turn, he's only 600 behind Pallett, so that is a great scrap there for...
Here goes Joey. Joey up the inside of Michael Mills. There's a change of the race lead there. Michael Mills looking to get the cut back and use the power
advantage there. There's another 3 or 4 back markers who might yet come into play here, because you've got to think Michael Mills wants this as well. He's a previous... Oh, look at that, straight back at a paddock hill. That is Mills down the inside. Does he hold on to it? Oh, how brave is Lambden. He cuts it back. He's going to go the inside. It's Mills leading. Lambden up the inside, though, side by side, stuff under brakes, and it is Lambden who takes the lead, runs it a little bit wide, though, so Mills comes back down the hill, side by side, back marker in the ray, and Lambden goes the inside, the back marker moves out the way, and he cuts our Mills up, so Mills is just on, as Mills has another look at Lambden. Can't quite do anything there. Is that Weston holding on to that 3rd place there, mate? Is he celebrating his birthday in style?
Weston's now down to 4th place.
I thought he had been.
Michael's through.
Oh, we'll wait and see. Can Zach do it? I'm still sitting here. Michael can do it as well. No more back markers to play a part, surely. We go last time. I think he's going to be delighted with this second win. That is absolute action. He punches the air with glee. Michael Mills, Swans, look at this side by side. Oh, there's the photo finish right there for you. I really don't know. It's given it to Weston by 0.032 of a second.
So it is Joey Lambden basically leads the way in the championship. Zach Weston. These guys went for re-race format, didn't they, last?
Zach Weston leading the way. He's number 135 in the Yamaha R6, 16 years old. Zach Weston leads the way from Nathan Harrison. It looks like Matt Pallett is up next. And unfortunately, further down the order as well, I can see the orange ZX6R Kawasaki and Martin Morris in around about the midfield there. It's an R6 leading a CBR 600, leading a ZX6R Kawasaki. So Weston, Harrison, and then the in-timber Kawasaki of Matt Pallet.
In stuff, well, Zach Weston there. Wow, it's, I have to say, to be fair, you know, I don't know how often he's been to Alton Park, but it can't be very often at all. And to be doing so well on this bike, as you say, second time on this bike in real terms, certainly in race terms, he's very, very impressive, that youngster, isn't he?
Yeah, to say the very least. What were you doing when you were 16? Well, I was beating off one of the best Isleman TT riders at the moment. Yeah. Alton Park, so it's not too bad. But here come then over towards Nick Brooken underneath the bridge. Yeah, it's a good rider. James Dutton, in fact, number 44. We've got a rider down, actually. His rider is up and perfectly okay.
Records, not setting any of these lap records in stone until the weekend is over. It looks like we've got another magnificent day tomorrow. The lap record is held by Adam Hartgrove of 1:41.
Byron Perry having a good scrap for further down the order.
I don't know if Perry was a reserve in this class. He was in another class as well. Our bikes, I think, and he was a reserve there as well. He put it himself very well, moved it nicely as the leaders come across the line. This time it's Harrison out in front, 43.099. We don't quite crack the magic 42s. And again, there is a faster lap out there somewhere. It's a 42.9. To be fair, there's not too many stragglers out there because this is an MRO600 class. It's a major class at the end of the day.
Change in third place there as Michael Tustin just about gets it up the inside of Joey Lambert. So now for what will be the final time in towards his is there. Again, the Douglas dangle from 16-year-old Zach Weston as he goes from the right to the left now. Back over to the right-hand side for Knickerbrook. And Michael Tustin, I think it may be a little bit too late for the 164 Yamaha rider.
Yeah, we'll just see what he can do for the front row tomorrow, won't it? Because obviously he'll be starting there if he maintains the pace. So, actually, I'll tell you what, mate, Harrison's gone quickest in sector 1. He's done a 14.040, which I think is taking 2 or 3 tenths. He's taken off those 3 tenths and he's coming up towards the lodge. Somebody's coming through down the dip. Yeah, that is indeed him. There's the check flag. What does he do in the second sector? Does he crack it?
I think, mate. Green flag at the back, and away we go. And it's a lot of fresh air under the wheel of Joey Lambert, but it's Nathan Harrison who would take the lead there. And Michael Tustin was looking up the inside of Zach Weston, but Zach just about holds on to second place. And we see him racing now down towards Denton's, and everybody through safely there. Martin Morris going 3 wide further down the field in the mid-pack there, but I think you'll see Nathan Harrison on that CBR 600, Keith, bike number 15, leading the way. Michael Tustin's right there in the mix as well, second or third place.
Okay, Michael Tustin, so I couldn't really tell this difference. I'm assuming it's Nathan from pole position who's got the jump there and is headed off nicely down the hill they come in. And we hopefully will be picking up some numbers in just one moment. Be able to see exactly who's doing what. That is Nathan Harrison leading, I can see that. And that is Zach Weston in second place, I'm pretty sure. I couldn't see a number, but I recognise those colours.
Up next in third place, and no changes of position inside the top 17, apart from between Landon and Henry Ross. Sorry, is there, Keith?
Watching them come down, there's a few challenges going to Cascades, nothing too serious though. I don't think anybody, the trouble is, as we were talking with Matt earlier, is you get to pace yourself a little bit here, you get to think about your racing, so I think people are not punching their way through that we often see at club racing. I think they're just kind of going, you know what, I'll take my time. Right, Weston now is dropping back just a little bit. I think those couple of purples that you mentioned.
And that was Reece Forrest and Tom Walker just behind him. So Tom Walker, bike number 28, has made up a bit of time on this lap, and he's within half a second now of Reece Forrest. But across the line, it's now down to half a second. My apologies. Weston half a second ahead of Tustin. There goes Matt Pallet. 4 seconds adrift.
Just for looking pretty, do you?
No, exactly. That's kind of one of them things that you can't say no to if you're ever offered the opportunity. But how often are you offered a? So it's a quarter of a second between Weston and Tustin on that lap. So Weston went around half a tenth of a second quicker than Michael Tustin on that lap. Look at the final lap here as Walker gets the better of Forrest now for second in the Clubman's.
Oh wow. It's another battle that's going to go all the way down to the field, but I have to say Paul Bloomfield looked like the class of the field, and he's another one I think has been working with Matt Weatherall a little bit on the Fridays or the Thursdays as it was this week to try and find a few tenths here and a few tenths there. It looks to be paying dividends, Paul, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Matt.
Okay, sorry mate, got a challenge here, and that is a successful challenge by Tustin on Weston. So less than half a lap to go, literally 30 or 40 seconds left in the race. So I'm thinking that could be looking like a good third place, which of course will be second in the points for, will be first in the points for Tustin. So that'll be a useful bonus for him, won't it?
No, you're absolutely right there. Checker flag goes out to Nathan Harrison, who takes the victory again
second time of the weekend for Nathan Harrison. I'm watching him coming across the line now, and there's a few back markers in the mix as well, but Michael Tustin just about gets the better of Zach Weston.
Are on, and the revs rise once again, and away we go. It's all about that drag towards Old Hall Corner. I'll tell you what, Michael Tustin's made a good start there. I didn't see Nathan Harrison on to make a challenge already, 2x2 as they go down Cascades there, Keith, for second place.
Forget your twos, mate. It's a case of three abreast almost going into Cascades, and I think that's Weston is out in front. I can see Henry Ross up to fourth place.
Denton's in towards Cascades, and that'll be an inside line for Zach actually as they go in towards Cascades. So Keith, how's it looking?
Yeah, no, it's looking very strong indeed. And I tell you what, we've got the full slipstream effect of the drive. The world on fire at Brands Hatch, to be fair. Not that there's anything wrong with a couple of decent fourth places, but now he's taken the fight to young Zach Weston, who is trailing him all the way down the hill, though. Zach is keeping him very honest. He's right in the slipstream. He's literally a bike length behind him as they go on the apex at Knickerbrook.
I can see a few marshals up there running at the lodge area.
Okay, I've got nothing from my end of the world, but then I don't have much here at the moment anyway.
But unfortunately, it looks like we may have lost Gareth Cunningham from this one there, unfortunately, Keith.
Well, waiting for the leaders to come over the hill once again. As you say, this is the last lap, so if Weston's got something up his sleeve, he better find it soon. It looks like our leader has got a little bit defensive there, but Weston is unable to take advantage of me critical. So, 5th, 6th, 7th over the line. It's a battle for 8th place. This is the other good one on the track. The 4 of them, that is far from settled, but it will be in just a short time.
Got the leaders with me now. They're through Lodge and they're on towards Deersley now. And Zach Weston pulls to the inside there. Michael Tustin on the outside. But I don't think it was quite enough. I'll have a look at the timing screen here, and it gives it to Michael Tustin by 36 1,000ths of a second.
On away we go, the lights are out. Second on the grid, screams that clutch, and away goes James Dutton to the Milano Trophy, because that by the end of the year is still far from settled. But that's an argument to have back in November as Dutton leads the way into Agostini's. What he wants now is for those guys behind him to start arguing with each other, scrapping with each other, and maybe costing each other a bit of time. Move up a single place, but that's not a battle in class. Bloomfield being a clubman, but also Bloomfield better watch out because Hickmott behind him is also a clubman, and he's only 3/4 of a second or so behind him. Andy Beehall up next. He's having a bit of a lonely race because he's 4 seconds back and 2.5 seconds ahead of Ansell, who's got Anderson and Doolan for very close company with Mullen. Walker also right in the mix there. Vaughan also in that little tow. So as you were saying before, Rick, it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you've got somebody to play with, and here you can be just outside the top 15, have half a dozen bikes to battle. At him, 2.8 seconds to the good. No, you're right. Thank you very much indeed, mate. We just spotted it way down the field of 56.469. And to be fair to Matt, he did a 56.579 the next lap. So clearly very fast, very consistent.
Yeah.
Between Sam Hurst and Michael Tustin.
It's great to see your PB at this stage of a race.
Yeah, no, that's
no
that's
drop
good
off.
stuff.
It means you're continually improving.
Line it up, come up the front straight. The checkered flag is going to be prepared very shortly in the box down there, as the last lap flag gets shown to the last few runners and riders. And here's the checkered flag. Here's what's going to be a very happy James Dutton. Comes across the line. I think that's more of a, did I win the race? Did I really win the race kind of reaction? Not sure. Second place. Look at that battle. Mills, Ross, Lambden. Wow, how close do you like it? All of a sudden that came alive. At the end they were separated by less than 0.18 of a second. Out and away we go, and once again Dutton hooks up beautifully.
Bullet hold shot.
I tell you what, he knows how to get, and I don't know if Pallett's going to have the drive this time to take the lead, is he? Ooh, he leans hard. He doesn't do it. Nope, doesn't quite do it, does he? He goes hard. Ross Hurst goes up 3, so good opening lap from the Team Valley 91 man. Lambden up next, and Forrest makes up 4. Cunningham makes up 2.
Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, just like that at the moment.
Yeah. In they go, separated by about half a dozen bike lengths each one of them, and Mike Tustin not too far off the money either.
Mole section, I think.
Yeah, he's strongest. Is that Weston? Having a look on Button. I think Button chopped his nose off. Was going to drag out of there with another 4 bike lengths, but all of a sudden the gap comes down. 7 for everybody else, and a 56.7
well, this
for Henry Ross.
Definitely hot up.
Now we're wishing this was a 10-lap race, because we've only got 1 lap left of this stuff to watch.
200%.
Okay, here we go then.
Look who's in the lead.
Is that Dutton in the lead?
I think it is. Brilliant. Dutton in the lead.
Well, he's got a taste of those gold medals. He likes the champers. Here we go then, out of Agostini's, and yeah, Dutton.
And he's got a big lead, really. It's got to be at least 8 to 10 bike lengths.
Weston is the big loser at the moment. He's dropped to the back of that pack. I mean, say big loser, he's only a fraction of a second behind Henry Ross there, who's come up nicely to third, but he'll be looking for second.
Yeah, well, first to fourth is half a second, so
yeah,
you know, he's right there. It's just he's in the wrong place right now.
Absolutely. But no, Matt Pallett was the leader there. He's definitely been relegated, and now he's going to have to look to his laurels just to hang on to that silver medal, I think.
What's going to be really interesting here is how close second place Pallett gets when we come.
Very, very tight there from our leader, Dutton.
Oh, he's gone too wide.
Yeah, I think he has run out. No, that's Ross there in second, and I wonder if there's a problem with Pallett's bike, something at the top end, maybe.
I think he ran too wide on the dirty part of the track.
Yeah, may well.
Now they're going to have to be careful here at the start-finish straight because there's yellow flags at the end of the start-finish straight.
Doesn't matter. It'll check a flag at the beginning of the straight here, mate, as they go across the line. It is Dutton winning the race in a straight fight by a quarter of a second over Henry Ross.
All eyes to the lights, clutches in, and away we go. And heading towards Redgate there, is that a pretty much equal start from the front row there? I believe that could well be the 2-on-2 of Matt Pallett, who has taken the initial advantage there. Matt Pallett swoops into Redgate there with the lead. Everybody else following suit, all through safely. Or a few riders going a little bit wide there. No apex is hurt for a few riders, but they're all through, and that is the main thing. But watching them now drop down through Hollywood on this opening lap, through Craner curves, too wide, all the way further down the order there. Everybody through once again, but the old hairpin is where our leaders are.
Actually, as they go up the top, trip the first timing beam for the first time, but that won't really give us much information at all as they work their way up across the top, up the blind cries there at Coppice. His teeth and the others are coming along with him as they go across the line. The gap is down to 0.7 of a second, and we get a purple this time from Matt Pallett. The top 5 bikes are covered by 1.9 seconds. The gap is down to 0.7, and Henry Ross also into the 35s there. 35.711, still the fastest lap, but a 35.752 from Matt Pallett there. So he is fractions away, and a 7.25 from Zach Weston, and that 7.25, I think, yep, absolutely.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so our leading 6 are through, so it could well be the yellow flag into the final corner there. My apologies to anybody listening at home, but Joey Lambden, Zach Weston, clashing handlebars there on the run down towards Redgate. It's going to be 3 wide almost, as Zach Weston has a sniff of the inside, but not this time around. So Zach Weston, who was second, is now 5th behind Dale Thomas. So it's all change in the top 5, but the big news is that Henry Ross is now your new race leader, but Matt Pallett with a 35.6 is now the new lap record holder.
Unbelievable pace of Henry Ross. I don't know where he suddenly found the speed there, though, because when he made the move on Weston there, I thought, oh, that was close, and I got past on Ross. And I have to say, Pallett is the fastest man on the track that lap, as well as being the new lap record
holder. Down at Melbourne Loop there, unfortunately.
Very quickly, this is lap 7 of 10. So the countdown has most definitely begun. We see a PB from Weston as well, because I think the youngster is definitely not finished either. He comes into our view. He's still 4th. He's going to be looking for that 3rd, surely, on Thomas. Down they go. Dale Thomas holds him off this time, but then Constantino, all 6 are very close together.
Them in, and Joey's front wheel was in line with Zach's rear wheel, and it's all getting very close into the left-hander, but he made it work.
Yep, that was the only change on that lap. Landed over on Weston. And again, I wonder if the youngsters running into tyre issues as well, because 10 laps is quite a long distance around this circuit. It's a big old circuit, this one, isn't it? So 10 laps, I think the boys are going to feel the fitness. Most of them are quite young, but it gets hard work, doesn't it?
Yeah, go through there side by side is Henry Ross and Joey Lambden. It's almost 3 wide as you go in towards the Melbourne Loop, but it is number 2-on-2, Matt Pallett, who leads the way.
Looking good for Pallett, isn't it? That's enough of a gap, surely, but Henry Ross is closing. Oh, that's a big wobble from Ross. Lambden up the inside. Oh, they collide. That was Lambden trying to find his way past on...
That was Lambden and Dale Thomas. And Matt Pallett, number 2-on-2, who does take the victory ahead of 141 Henry Ross, and Zach Weston on the podium on his Yamaha R6.
Out they go, and away we are off and racing, and pole position away very sharply indeed. That's a great start. Your top 10, but that's all likely to change. Bloomfield's the leader of your club, and just outside of the top 10 there, ahead of Harry Gower, who's just made up a place as he goes past. And Lord, we lost somebody. Somebody's dropping down the order there, are they?
Where are we looking, sorry?
No, they're not. It's all right. I'm just having a look at the screen. just the way they're coming over the line. No, everybody has come across the line safely. All 36 runners and riders still going, still being led by Henry Ross.
Sure, a little bit annoyed with himself, but the good news is that he is okay.
Yep, Goddard's been a bit of a popular spot this weekend. I'm not sure if it's got the most fallers this weekend, but I'd be amazed if it certainly wasn't in the top two. That's for sure. So James safely over the barrier there, absolutely no problem at all. That might be Matt Pallet, who's now taken over the front running. Henry Ross lucky to avoid the belly pan. That's safely tucked up against the wall now. As we watch the rest of them come across the line, it is Lambden from Hurst, from Tustin, Everton, Dickinson, Cunningham, Bloomfield, Gower and Hickmont is your order in the clubman's, isn't it, Bradley?
Yeah, that seems to be how it is at the moment as they go in towards the second sector then, and Henry Ross has gone purple in that first sector as well on this lap, and of course we are on the last lap as well here as well, so half a lap to go then. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more corners. Got that lead in his sights, has he? No, not quite close enough to outbrake Matt Pallet. But
one more shot if he can get the drive out of this corner, but I think Pallet's going to get the drive there. Certainly Ross has not got a chance here. Thomas has got one chance. Is he going to go for it? I don't think he's close enough to have a go. So Sam Hurst has retaken 4th place as well from Lambden. They come out of Goddard's, and it is going to be at the last cast. He chooses one moment to lead the race, and it is the right moment for Matt Pallet from Dale Thomas. Henry
all
Ross
dragged to the line between Michael Tustin and Joey Lambden.
I'd have to say Dale Thomas has got to be one of the favourites as the lights go out, but Dale doesn't get the start really. It looks like pole position. Feminism in Matt Pallet's name. His name is Pallet, and it's sponsored by In Timber. So what's that all about then? That's very good. Only probably plastic pallets. Okay, let's not worry about it. All good as they disappear off down towards the old hairpin, the famous Craner curves, and they'll come back into our view as they hit Schwantz curve, hopefully not literally.
Pallet still has it.
He's nearly 4/10 of a second up, and behind him then 3/10 a second back is Thomas, but Thomas is the quickest man on the track there, 36.1. Everybody else is 36.4, 36.9. In fact, I'm surprised Tustin went a little bit quicker than Pallet on that lap actually. This weekend, if he keeps this sort of pace up, he's certainly very impressive indeed. Tell you who I'm interested in, Zach Weston. He's come across the line in 6, so he's sort of refound his pace a little bit there. In fact, he does go purple in sector 2, because for a while there he was down in 8th place, and that's a long way back for somebody like Weston.
They're now mounting a challenge as well on Michael Tustin, so it's all changing once again in this front 5.
Ross went purple in sector 1 there, and now he's proven where he found the speed from, and I certainly can't give the 25 points to Matt Pallet yet, because he has definitely got the pressure from Dale Thomas, and it wouldn't be a disaster if Dale Thomas won this race as far as the points goes, but Matt Pallet would like to grab every single point he can, while Zach Weston's a little bit further back at the moment. Here they come then across the line. The top 4 were covered by .993 over the line last. Behind him, Everton also picks up the purple in sector 2 as well, but he's actually gone backwards twice, so he must have lost a lot of time in the first sector to pick up that yellow, and Weston now is back up to 5th place, a little bit closer to where he belongs.
As well as Dale Thomas punches the air as he crosses line to take 25 points ahead of Matt Pallet, Michael Tustin, and then Henry Ross.
The revs rise, the lights are out, and we are racing. Who's going to hook up nicely? Pretty much as they were from the start. I tell you what though, Zach Weston, Joey Lambden, and then next to the 141 machine of Henry Ross. That's the top 5, and then it is a 44. As you mentioned there, back at the front then, through the right-hander of Chris Curve, over to the left of the gooseneck. Top 5 are through. Oh, it's a little bit wide there for Matt Pallet, and Michael Mills says thank you very much. He will take the race lead as they go around the left-hander of Mansfield onto the chicane now. Zach Weston there in 3rd place, keeping a watching brief on Matt Pallet, the man in front, but it Mills back in 2019. Yeah, it's been a while since he's still on the top slip, and I have to say this year he's probably not going to do it because he hasn't been able to play very much at all. He did come out for the first round of Brands Hatch, also turned up at Steffens. Lap 4, and now it's Henry Ross's turn to go purple because he does a 33.584. 33.584. These guys are flying, mate. You're right, Weston has got the big, the tiny seat. The youngster just turned 16 earlier this year, and through the left-right flip-flop of the Hall bends they go. He's within 2 or 3 bike lengths of him. Looks like he's managed to drag Matt Pallet along. Great advances there, but you're right, half second is away from the lap record. James Lord, by the way, leads the Clubbins. Over the line we go, it is Mills. Weston alongside though, he's going up the inside. Surely he's going to get a perfect track. Ross Ross goes past on Pallet that time, so he's coming quickly as well. And let's keep an eye on Henry. He's been into the 33s as well, and now he's got that relatively empty track in front of him. I will say the other problem they might run into is a couple more back markers. Looks like we got a great battle for 11th place. AJ leading Sam Hurst, James Lord there. Leaders now, right on their tail. I think they're going to get the first of those guys. I think it's going to be Montini who's going to get gobbled up as well. So he thinks he can maybe climb a little bit higher on the podium, or maybe he's just trying to keep ahead of Henry Ross at this stage. I'll let you call and pass those back markers.
So Michael Mills leads the way, and they've got 3 back markers in front of him now. Zach Weston's in the slipstream. He pulls out this sort of side-by-side 3 abreast between 2 leaders and one of the tail enders as well, up towards Park Corner, and I suspect they managed to be later on the brakes and get through. We'll watch them as they come around Chris Curve, and he said this is the penultimate or the last lap, sorry, Keith?
They were on the last lap now, mate, actually. Yeah, sorry. In the excitement, I didn't notice the old hurry-up flag.
Zach Weston now leads the way as they go down from the gooseneck into Mansfield. Michael Mills looks to the inside. Oh, Zach Weston tries to lay on top of him, and that was almost contact there.
I think the back markers are doing the right thing and trying to move out of the way just a little bit. This is an amazing result for Matt Pallet. He's going to be so pleased he pushed on the across the line. I think they might be celebrating a little bit too early, as the first 2 are across the line, the 3 across the line. They're looking for Zach. Where is he?
At the back, all eyes to the lights, and away we go then. And it's a pretty much equal start there from the 3 guys on the front row, but it's Michael Mills who opens the second. But it will be Michael Mills who leads the way.
Yep, certainly is Michael. He is flying away at the moment. You're right, Zach. He's up to 4th place already.
On Elijah Everton, it might be Ashby coming through. Can't quite make out at this distance, but Michael Mills is definitely still leading the way.
Sam Hurst is in the 145s.
Whoa, that's some extra speed he's found there, and he is coming fast. Right, we've got to change the lead there, mate. That's Henry Ross now ahead of Mills. Weston's still a fair old gap behind. I think he's going to be losing that third. Come out of the chicane. Have a look at Hurst. He's coming fast, mate.
Yeah, I've got him here, and he's not made a move into the bottom of the mountain here, but he's going to be right in the wheel tracks of Zach Weston as he goes through the left and the right, over the top of the mountain, and then on towards Hall Bends. But I'll tell you what, Sam Hurst, he closes up so much into the corners there. That is where he's making up the time.
Look at the screen. Has he gone purple again in sector 1? He has, hasn't he?
Purple in sector 1, but the trouble is, it's now 0.3 of a second quicker than Henry Ross, and I don't think we've got enough time in the race now as we're coming on to the last lap then, as Henry Ross comes out of barn and takes the last lap flag. Michael Mills up next. There is Sam Hurst. That's the gap, Keith, between the 55 of Addy Bihal hasn't come into the second sector, unfortunately. So the 55 of Addy Bihal, who was 10th in class, maybe the rider you're looking at there. Sam Hurst, he's in the 40s now.
I'm watching him, mate. I've got the leader, Henry Ross, coming through the gooseneck now. And then there's a battle between the next 2. And here's Mills just ahead, no overtaking, of course, of the goose. Hurst, though, going down the inside of Mansfield. He forces the second place man to lift it up a little bit. And Hurst has got so much confidence in that front end. And I tell you what, if we had another lap here, mate, I reckon we'd be going for a grandstand finish for the lead.
But here is the number 141 of Henry Ross. He is the man who will take the 25 points in this race. There goes Sam Hurst, and you can see him shaking his head in delight as he comes across the line. Revs rise, the red lights are out, and off we go. And it's a good launch there from Sam Hurst, not a good launch there from Zach Weston. He drops down, he's side by side with Michael Mills as he go in towards Coppice for the first time. But it will be Sam Hurst, who I'm sure for the first time this season leads the way. Keith, I didn't see him go through the field, but I can imagine he'll be picking them off one by one. Matt Pallet.
Well, Sam Hurst really impressed in the earlier race, of course, as he made his way up to, I think, 4th place by the end of the race. The youngster really knows his way on a wet track, it seems. A little bit earlier out of Charlie's 2, but it didn't really show at the end of the straight. Weston and Mills still having their good little battle there. And Elijah Everton, the local boy, would love to come good here at what is his home track. Starting to separate as well. And I think, here, I'll tell you what you've got to watch. So Pallet is coming quickly, mate. He's up to 7th place now, and he's got that 6th place spot very much in his eyesight. You can see the 6th place guys coming out of chicane now.
6s, whereas the guys 9s. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
Henry Ross has gone down at the last corner after seeing him slide out, so it looks like Sam Hurst has now got a big gap to ride up.
So 10 seconds is the gap now for Sam Hurst over Michael Mills, and in fact I don't think he'd know that because
I think so. Lots of other minor places getting sorted out, but Sam Hurst, this will be his first MRO victory overall, I think, won't it, Bradley?
I'll agree with you on that one, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I know he's won lots of club and lots of rookies, but Team Valley 91, some great support, really lovely guys in the...
But it's not going to matter now because Sam Hurst out of barn corner, coming across the start-finish straight, and he's absolutely thrilled with that. And as I said, there could well be his first Dark Motorsport MRO600 race win. So great stuff there for Sam Hurst.
The lights are red, the tension mounts, and away we go. Who's going to hook up nicely from the start? Well, first and second on the grid, or first and second away. I have to say, I think slight advantage to Matt Pallett there, but Sam Hurst was not shabby off the line, and I want to see where Zach Weston's going to be at the end of this first time. I'm sure they're already ground down. Paul Bloomfield leading the way in the clubman's ahead of Tom Walker. We'll worry about that if the race gets boring, and I have to say, it's one thing about these 600 races, they rarely get boring, do they, Bradley?
Yeah, you're right on that one. Just watching us to go through.
That is Hurst leading, wasn't it, into Agostini's, I think?
I was looking further down the order, I have to admit, but no, you're absolutely right. Sam Hurst leads the way, and that
particularly want a longer race because you think, oh, there's not many laps around here, but when you're at race pace, children, not track day intermediate group trying to win the intermediate group, he says using air quotes there, you'll be amazed just how much more tiring even half a dozen laps around the centre and edge.
The two riders behind them didn't quite see who it was, unfortunately, but what do you mean? Winning the Inters is the best thing you can do as a racer, isn't it?
As a track day hero, yeah. Right, onto the front straight, we'd be too harmful as long as he can get back on terms. Obviously, his main person he needs to beat is Matt Pallett, of course, and he's got a few people between him and Matt Pallett at the moment. So
he's them across the line, so the gap, well, it was half a second between the top five. It's now 0.7 between Henry Ross and Alex Latham, as side by side goes Kai Dickinson, Gareth Cunningham and Phil Seaton in the mix there as well on that Yamaha R9. So 0.7 of a second between Henry Ross and Alex Latham. Then it's Sam Hurst and Matt Pallett in fourth. Kai Dickinson, Phil Seaton makes up 2 positions. Jerry Landon loses 5. Currently 10th in the class. And of course, James is going for the champion of Snetterton as well.
Unfortunately, the result in...
Matt Pallett will take the win and the championship lead.
That's right, all stuff for Matt Pallett.
Red lights are on and out they go. And
Zach very sharply away, I think. Oh, but then it gets the full karate shot there from Matt Pallett. He's taken no prisoners whatsoever as they go down into Richie's for the first time. It looks like Matt leading from Zach Weston, I think there. Is that how you think I'd call it?
It certainly looked that way. I was looking in the mid-pack as well, just making sure.
But I think Weston is just trying to push on as hard as he possibly can, trying to force an error from the leader. Looks like the top 4 have closed up a little bit there, Brad.
Towards Agostini's now, as is Sam Hurst and Henry Ross. Next up, Zach Weston, he was 3rd position as they came across the line. So as they come out of Agostini's and go on towards Hamilton's, there is Zach Weston in 4th position.
Side by side, that is Hurst and Ross. A little bit further back is Weston. He's going to have to find a little bit of time if he wants to get back on terms with these guys. Certainly the leader is totally untroubled as he makes his way up towards Hamilton's. Here comes the battling pair behind him, though.
Trying to carry the corner speed. He's later on the brakes and goes up the inside of Sam Hurst, hits him up at Murray's and does take 2nd position. He doesn't run wide either, so Henry Ross and Sam Hurst, it'll be all about the drag to the line as Matt Pallett takes another victory in the MROs, but Sam Hurst gets it back ahead of Henry Ross. That's 2nd and 3rd place.
Green flag at the back, the red drive, out go the line, and I'll tell you what, it's a good start from row number 3 for number 44, James Griffin. And of course, here at St. and he was losing the champion of steps for the rapid victory for Matt Pallett there. But the man of this weekend is certainly Matt Pallett. He's definitely how he always go away. He's really losing, coming out of Palmer's up towards Agostini for the first time.
Click it into 1st gear, keep your eyes on the lights. A few creepers further down the order, but the lights are out and we are racing now as Henry Ross, your pole position man, looks to take the whole shot as they go into Paddock Hill Bend, but around the outside on the blue and white Yamaha R6. That's Michael Mills. Henry Ross gets the cutback, and I think that may be AJ who's up there in position as well. So dropping down the order there, it seems, because it's Matt Pallett, number 212, who comes around in 3rd position. Michael Mills is back through, up into 2nd, but while all of these guys jockey for position on this opening lap. So we are around about a second away from it on the first of the flying laps, a 49.047 for the number 135 of Zach Weston, but back at the front, it's Henry Ross who pulls out a further advantage to open it to 1.486. Long way to go in this Dart Motorsport MRO600 race as AJ moves to the inside of Sam Hurst. He takes second position now on the all-white number 76 Triumph, does AJ. And no retaliation this time around from Sam Hurst on the number 91 green, black and orange Kawasaki.
That's into this 18-lap encounter. Henry Ross really riding it very well indeed.
There goes Sam Hurst. Oh, he's looking for a move there on AJ, but he's not quite close enough.
That's impressive. A 48 personal best this time. Matt Pallett also into the 48s. He's made up another place. So Matt Pallett coming good towards the end of this race. Oh, loads of greens going there, so people are getting quicker and quicker.
Are in the mid to high 48 as the best lap of the race, but Henry Ross, he's led it from the start, Keith. Henry Ross has not had to fight his way through. He got the whole shot, and AJ did momentarily try and find a way through, but from the lights until now, Henry Ross, number 141, has led it.
Surprised by turn of speed from these guys. I tell you what, AJ's going to come under pressure from Hurst. Hurst is pushing on very hard indeed. I wonder if the Northerner can do it. Certainly the logo. Oh, somebody's into the paddock. The level of competition that he's got here, and that is going to do his chance in the championship no harm at all as he comes across the line to pick up 25 points ahead of AJ, who picks up 20. On the warm-up lap,
there were yellow panels up there on the way in towards Druids.
I'm wondering if there's a little bit of okay, watch the lights as the cry, and away we go. And front rows away well. I think AJ might have it. No, it's going to be Henry Ross, isn't it, who's taking the lead?
Certainly is. Matt Pallett in fourth position at the moment, looking to go the long way around, but no opportunity at this moment through the dip and up towards Druid.
Paired the bike overnight. They're ahead of Kai Dickinson. Joey Landon, who's in serious contention, led the way in the champion of brands coming into this round.
Sam Hurst is opening up a bit of a gap over AJ in second and third position. Here comes Henry Ross up there. Sorry, that's Matt Pallett up the inside of Zach Weston, but no room this time as they go in towards Paddock Hill Bend. But Sam Hurst, the gap across the line was 0.3 of a second, and Sam Hurst, he's less than half a second away from that long-standing lap record. 15 years old is that lap record, Keith, and we're less than half a second away from it. So Sam Hurst, number 91, that's the man with the pace at the moment. But
they do put a lot into the racing, a lot into the paddock as well. Oh, Sam having a challenge there into Paddock Hill Bend. Does he take the lead? He does take the lead. Can he hold on to it though? It's going to run out wide. Yes, indeed. Sam Hurst is going to hold it. Can he hold it up to Druids? Yes, I tell you what, Sam Hurst has got the front. I reckon the guys there on the hill are going to be screaming their lungs out. That was right in front of them, and they'll have every reason to be absolutely delighted with that move.
Coming across the line now, 4 laps to go. Henry Ross, he wants that race lead back. Sam Hurst on the outside, he'll just lay it over the nose there. No, Henry Ross is there.
There's a little bit of a twitch on Ross's bike there, and keep it all nice and smooth. What do we get down to?
48.197 for Henry Ross.
So fast. Fastest lap of the race, still at 174, but they're literally separated by 0.018 of a second.
Tail-enders will come into play on the following lap. Sam Hurst, if he wants to win this race, he'll have to put in a very low 48, if not a 47, because Henry Ross is up the inside of a tail-ender there.
Yeah, tail-ender just has a bit of a wobble there. It's going to be kind of good news for Sam Hurst. It's not going to compromise Sam's time at all. Does compromise Ross just a little bit. We're only talking a fraction of a second here. I think maybe Hurst got a little bit compromised going through Surtees as well, as we watch them come through clearways off a Clark curve for the last time. I tell you what, this is one of the best 600 races we've had this year. We've had some classic 600 races all year. Here we go then, checkered flag time. Henry Ross, another win. Sam Hurst, what a fantastic ride from that youngster as well.
The 12-lap race for Dart Motorsport MRO600s. Red lights are on. Out they go.
Hurst has got the jump there, surely at the start. I'll tell you what, though, he's going to get a challenge down the inside there from, who was that third? That's Pallett, wasn't it?
Matt Pallett. He takes the running ahead of Sam Hurst and Henry Ross. Then it is Zach Weston and AJ. That is your top 5 as they run through the dip. And up, Henry Ross just squeezes his way through into second position. Sam Hurst won't take that line down. He looks for the inside pass at Paddock Hill Bend. Doesn't make it through this time around. Zach Weston right there in fourth position, number 135. His first season on that Yamaha R6. Of course, let's not forget, Keith, earlier on this season, Zach Weston had to get special dispensation to ride the R6 on the Saturday.
Of course he did. You're right. That's it. Get the special license from the ACU. Seems kind of ridiculous now, just given how quick this kid is. Top 5 were covered by less than a second over the line, 0.787. Very Boeing affiliated number there. 48.627 was the opening bid as far as the lap time goes.
190 Glenn Walsh in the pits. Ross comes across the line now. 2 to go in this race, and it's a 48.116. So we are half a tenth of a second away from the lap record, that 15-year-old lap record set by Paul Young on the full British Supersport Spec Triumph Daytona. That's not too far away, but Keith, you know better than most. It's that final little bit that's the hardest, isn't it?
That's what we've been seeing all the way here today. Of course, unfortunately, those fractions of a second are absolutely making all the difference. The ultimate lap that we've actually seen so far in this race, I've just worked it out, is a 48.092. So that is the second here. Doesn't really matter what you can see now as the checker flag. That is another win for Henry Ross. That's his third one of the weekend.
The lights go out and away we go then from the start. Who's going to hook up? I think pole position, Sam Hurst is going with them as well. Sam going to the outside there. And no, that is going to be
Henry Ross.
Henry Ross.
Yep.
So Henry knows what he's going to do.
It was a big moment there from the man in 5th position. Didn't quite see who that was, but almost over the bars, but got it all under control there. But that would have been a slightly sketchy moment then for that particular rider. As is that a challenge for the race lead already? Sam Hurst, I think that was firing it up the inside of Henry Ross as he goes through the right of Old Hairpin. Now underneath the where Starkey's Bridge was.
Some points away. No, won't take any overall points away, of course. Daimler there in 8th place ahead of Cunningham, Hinchcliffe.
Sorry, Keith, rider down up there at Coppice.
A couple of years ago. Bear in mind, this is 14 laps, so they've still got loads more laps to go, another 10 laps to go as they make their way down through Hollywood into the Old Hairpin once again. I tell you what, there's some close battles going on down the bottom there.
Of Robert chicane, but it is Henry Ross who leads the way into the braking zone now for that right left chicane at Roberts, and it's the all blue Yamaha R6 of 141. And Reese Forrest and Goodman and Gareth Cunningham as well. So from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, there's only 1.5 seconds separating those 6 riders. Everton, he has Matt Pallett and Gareth Cunningham less than a quarter of a second behind him. In fact, Matt Pallett goes to the inside of Everton, and Gareth Cunningham is just waiting in the wings now to try and find a way through on the man from Horncastle. No opportunities to go through Hollywood on towards Craner Curves, but that promotes Matt Pallett into 4th position, and more importantly, that gives him 2 extra points.
He's closed as well, but look at this, a PB for Ross on that particular lap as well, 11.3, 11.0 for Tustin, who is the fastest man on the track there. So that's the difference between them, Ross Weston, Tustin.
Third as they fight for 2nd position now. I did see that Michael Tustin was right there in the slipstream of Zach Weston as they headed out of Coppice and down the back straight, but Henry Ross, he's home and dry out of Roberts and will take the victory in the first of the Dart MRO600 Championship races ahead of the 164 of Michael Tustin. And Keith, I know you're going to be asking me for some points.
You know, my friend, well, I know Henry Ross has just claimed his...
Sorry, there's a mistake there from Matt Pallett on the final lap. Gareth Cunningham found his way through, and that means that Matt Pallett drops to 5th position and he loses those 2 points. So,
just having a quick look at the points there, mate. Pallett, Ross and Weston, those guys are separated by 32 points with 50 points still on the board. He certainly does indeed. Away the lights go then. Obviously, it's the MRO600. These guys are usually pretty quick, and straight away Tyler has only picked up 1 or 2 riders, but he's going to be strong on the brakes. Race, here we go down through the Craner Curves for the first time. Obviously, this is where we've seen a lot of people come unstuck. I think we're into about 20 or so bikes so far this year. Everybody cleanly through there for the first time. Everybody's going to be a little bit of trepidatious through there, I would have thought, simply because the conditions are rather tricky at the moment. Everybody's
600s, but Michael Tustin is leading the way on the screen here. We'll get confirmation when they come out of the Robert chicane any moment now, and there they are right on cue. It is Michael Tustin leading the way from...
He goes quick as he moves up to 2nd. However, Reese Forrest has now set the fastest lap of the race, so it's all chopping and changing there, and Zach Weston's right in the big spot, only quarter of a second behind. So lots of purple lights coming in on various places there, but nonetheless, it is Elijah Everton who leads the Henry Ross, Sam Hurst. However, we are 4 laps into this 10-lap race, so plenty of time to get it right or get it wrong somewhere around the circuit.
Side still between him and Henry Ross on the approaching towards Redgate. Elijah doesn't want to give up that race lead, but I don't think he's going to have a say in the matter, and it is Henry Ross who just squeezes the brakes a little bit harder.
Elijah straight back at Hollywood though.
Got the cut back there. They're going 2 by 2 as they go down through Hollywood, and Elijah Everton with the advantage. It certainly looks like think it is, yes. Elijah Everton out in front ahead of Henry Ross. So the 440 Kawasaki leads the 141 Yamaha.
Everton, Western, Daimler, Hurst, Forest, Cunningham. And I'm just wondering how much of an empty track in front of him has Mr. Donovan got. He's got quite a bit of an empty track, actually. So I do wonder if he's going to be in with a good contention. He says the fastest lap of the race, 21.159.
That would put him on pole for the next
position for the next race.
If
Exactly.
it was to stay that way.
Yep. So this could well be a championship upset because obviously he's quite entitled to score points in whatever he likes. He is a club racer. He's not a bridge level racer or anything silly like that. Ross leads, continues to lead with 0.355 ahead of Everton. Western there, 0.462 behind.
Oh, sorry, got some marshals there at Craner Curve.
Yeah, Craner. Somebody's joined the Craner Club. Another one for the Craner Club. The flags go out.
Rider is up and okay there.
Oh, good. Yep, in the gravel trap there. They made it to the gravel trap, or the edge of the gravel trap. And when it's as simple as that, they're willing to put on as hard as they can. They're going to come across the line. There's going to be one lap left. Hopefully those back marks that just went past us there are going to have no place to play in this race. It looks like they want. Oh, and down! Down goes Elijah Everton. Yep. Unfortunately, he's spins out of contention there. Western comes across the line with a 1.5 seconds lead, so the NW Racing team will be cheering away on the edge of the track there. Henry Ross still in second, then Sam Hurst, Barry Daimler, Cunningham, Pallett, Forrest, and Donovan is now even 9 seconds. 21.9, so he's a little bit quicker than his rival overall, but unfortunately he's going to be too far back. But Tyler Donovan, very impressive performance inside the top 10 first.
Come into the second sector.
No, that's a great shame for Sam. It's unfortunately for Sam. He looks like he's joined the DNF club for the second time in as many races. The checker flag now goes out, and it is indeed Zach Weston who takes the win from Henry Ross. Hang on, yeah, there's Henry Ross. Sure, he took a while to come there, didn't he? 2.5 seconds is the gap. All of a sudden, Zach pulled out there. It is Cunningham who comes across the line in third place there. So Gareth, good racing from him. As the revs rise and away we go. I'm going to be watching Tyler Donovan very closely because he's race fresh and he's got away to a reasonably good start, but the guys on the front row, on the row ahead of him, have got away to a slightly better one. He's looking for the inside hole shot there. Really could well be Zach Weston, actually. I think got it. You think something else?
Difficult one to put it as Matt Pallett as green wheels.
No, fair play, mate. I'll go with your eyesight any day of the week. It's a lot better than mine.
Probably changed by now, to be fair. So you go through an old hairpin, and it looks like so everybody is through safely to go down Craner Curve through the old hairpin underneath Starkey.
That's a big lead. Whoever's got that lead, that's for sure.
It's a dark black out there at the front as well, isn't it? And it's around about the second or so. Would you say that Keith already?
Yeah, absolutely. That is probably. Let me go. 1,001. Yeah, over a second actually as we go up towards Coppers.
Right.
Obviously, we're not going to get the split times in just a moment. We will have to get the leader. It's Tyler Donovan. What a hero. Wow, I knew he'd made a good start. I didn't realise it was that good. This could be a real spanner in the works as far as the points go, because he can make the maths a lot easier if Henry does indeed take the win, because it means he takes the championship as well. He'll have won the, 4 or 5 of the last 6 races. So a really good comeback from Henry there. So Donovan, Ross, Cunningham, the gap came down that time around actually, because half a second quicker that time was Henry Ross than Tyler Donovan. So it could be a good little scrap. Obviously Henry Ross will know, or he might not know, that Donovan is...
Oh, we've got a rider down up there at the right-hander of McLean's.
Oh.
And we can see waving down here from the grandstand.
Rival there managed to pick up a third, picked up a fourth, so 7 points better. To the other one, Reese Forrest actually was only 13 points behind Jake, which means that he was only 21 points behind Tom. So I tell you what, could well be Reese Forrest, who has picked up 1-2 wins so far. This could be the third win for Reese Forrest, 75 points. He could well overhaul the pair of them, actually. We'll definitely have to get the maths out and the calculator out and do some maths there. But I don't think second and third are settled in the Clubbins by any stretch of the imagination, of course. So Ross, Weston, Cunningham, Daimler, Forrest, Donkersley, Pallett, Anderton all on their last lap, and Space comes along to join that elite club inside the top 10 then to 1. So he's looking to go even quicker again as he makes his way into the Robert Chicane for the last time for what is going to be a championship winning race. So well done to Henry Ross there, congratulations. And he does indeed do a 21.1 fastest lap of the race, a very convincing win from Henry Ross, and it's going to be Zach Weston in second, 5.3 seconds back. Then Gareth Cunningham finishes in fourth. Close battle for the fourth place there from Barry Dymo. Just then a Reece Forrest, who of course is the leading clubman, ahead of Jake Dogsley. Matt Pallett looking to finish in fifth place there. Unfortunately for Matt, that will be second in the championship for him with those 11 points that he's picking up. Zach picking up 9 points more than him. I don't think it's going to be enough. Unfortunately, I know it's not going to be enough. Nonetheless, good season, end to a good season, good race to end a good season, eh, Bradley?
It certainly was. And, well, fastest lap of the race on that final lap.